Yo, what's up, guys? It's Brad, and today I just wanted to make this video about the masks and the hysteria surrounding COVID 19. The mask that we're all being forced to wear doesn't do shit to stop COVID 19, period. Simple case in point. I've created a very simple demonstration of what actually happens involving a virus in a mask. So let's just say that this is an N95 mask. It filters out some things that are bigger than the great filter on this fucking fan. These are some fucking BBs that are probably, in terms of scale, a lot larger than a virus would be relative to an N95 mask. So I haven't even done this yet, but I can already tell you that when I drop these fucking things in this, they pass right fucking through the goddamn grate. You want to know why? Because the grate isn't big enough to stop the BBs. The BBs are smaller than the holes in the grate. Well, the same thing is true with one of these face tampon diapers, okay? I just use them as yarmulke now at this point. And I'm just, do you like it? It's my lockdown yarmulke that will never get loose again, no matter what happens. I could get in a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu bash, and this thing will stay secure in the most austere combat environments. So I can still be a good Jew. Now, in all seriousness, though, I have a water filter. I have a few of them. Military grade Lifestraw that the U.S. Army, Marines, they use to drink out of ponds, dirty water overseas where they don't have access to clean water so they can hydrate themselves. It's a long tube with several different filtering mechanisms within it. It's been professionally tested, so on and so forth. It's literally like a freaking 10-inch tube. So, like, you see how, like, this thing is like maybe 3 millimeters wide? This thing is like a freaking 10-inch tube of filtration of water. The Lifestraw doesn't even filter out a virus. It filters out bacteria, it filters out sediment, it filters out basic shit in the water, but it doesn't even filter out a fucking virus. And the thing is this long, and it's got a whole bunch of different components in it to filter out things within the water. It can't filter out a virus because a virus is several logarithmically fucking exponentially times smaller than a goddamn bacteria or protozoa. So the idea that this little face tampon, whatever maxi pad, is going to filter out a virus is the most insane thing I've ever heard. And these people, very often it's like a fucking middle-aged white lady that's going to yell at you about wearing your fucking face diaper. I'm like, hey, what's the micron size of a virus? And they're like, well, I don't know that. And I'm like, well, weren't you just lecturing me on science and how I should socially distance and all that? Well, yeah, you need to listen to Fauci. And it's like, all right, bitch, what's the fucking micron size of a virus? It's like 10 to the negative 6 or some shit is the diameter of the fucking thing. Just go look it up, okay? What is the filtration capacity of your gay little face diaper? It's like not that, okay? It's not even remotely that. And beyond that, when you wear this stupid thing, this is an N95 medical grade mask, okay? I'm wearing it, and it even has the nice little metal here, right? This is not completely sealed, guys. This is not completely sealed. There's small little gaps here, and if I'm in a room where there's a cloud of fucking virus, I'm still gonna breathe it in, okay? It might have some protection to it, but dude, it's not going to stop a virus. A virus is way smaller. Remember the thing with this? It just passed right through. The virus will pass right through that too, okay? So, I mean, I understand wanting to protect yourself. Now, a couple of other points with this stupid face diaper that makes this even more devious is that we're reusing them. You're reusing this thing. So you're breathing into this hot air. You're talking, you're breathing, you're catching stuff on it. This isn't like coated with some, antibacterial high speed medical shit. It's not. So literally this starts to turn into a petri dish. And in fact, that son of a bitch Fauci wrote a paper on how in 1918 the Spanish flu, a big cause of the bacterial pneumonia, COVID-19 is a virus, so it's a viral pneumonia. A big cause of the death from the 1918 Spanish flu is that they were wearing masks, and the mask was acting as a petri dish. You're breathing in, it's a humid environment, your mouth is dirty, and the environment is dirty. It acts as a petri dish, and there's all these bacteria living in the mask, and then you're reusing it and you're breathing that in. Well, what happened was you get a situation, you have a viral pneumonia or whatever, you have a viral fucking thing like COVID-19, a man-made bioweapon, and then you have a bacterial thing like the flu or the cold that's just incubating on this gay little mask, and then you get hit with both, and if you're already run down, then you're going to get sick, and then you're going to die. And then they take you to the hospital where they intubate you. And the intubations are really what caused the death. The intubations caused, I think, 95% of people that were put on ventilators, they died. That's the fucked up thing, is the people that went to the hospital that got intubated. I mean, think about it. Literally, you're going in, they put you in a medically induced coma. They stick a big, long tube into your lungs, which forcibly respirates for you, and your body just shuts down. Your body just, I mean, that's what happens to these people, is their body just shuts down. And the amazing thing is these doctors still just continuously intubate people and still continuously put them on ventilation, when clearly 95, like fucking dude, the rates of people who did die on ventilators was really high. It's a really horrible way to treat it. Just so you know, if you do get a pneumonia, the best way to cure it, and pneumonia is a very serious thing. One way that I've heard about that I think is probably pretty effective is to use a nebulizer to nebulize 1 part hydrogen peroxide to 99 parts water. That'd be one thing. Colloidal silver, a neti pot, to use these different things to stay away from EMF, 5G and these different high radio electromagnetic frequencies can disrupt breathing. So there's a lot of different things that actually will add to this effect of having the pneumonia. And if you have pneumonia, it's a big deal, but you really don't want to get intubated. If there's anything that we've learned from this, it's that getting intubated is it's not good. Plus, to be honest with you, you need to look into this truth that many hospitals get incentivized for COVID deaths, much in the same way that many hospitals get incentivized for somebody not making it that's an organ donor. We talk a lot about in this country about police brutality, but do you know that like medical mismanagement kills just a huge number of people? I think over 1 million people a year die alone from just fuck ups in the medical thing. You could go in and get your tooth pulled and they put you under anesthesia and they use too much and they kill you and you just die. It's scary to think about, but like it's true. Is it likely? No. But dude, it happens. It does happen. There are doctors out there that are sick people, man. I know this because I know doctors. I know people in the medical community, and there's a lot of dark shit that goes on there. They're it's not this pure system that you think it is. So like, while the fucking lemmings out there are like protesting for some cop that shot some guy, which is unfortunate if it was done in the wrong. The thing is like, medicine, those people kill a lot more people statistically on a yearly basis, on a monthly basis, than any cop does. So it's just fucking crazy, dude. The face diapers don't work, okay? The social distancing thing is a joke. COVID 19 is man made. It was man made. And again, I'm just so frustrated with the whole thing. Like, the problem is that the information is out there for everyone to read, but you have to do it on your own. CNN and Fox and all these fucking people, they're not going to report on it. They're not going to tell you, look at this testimony from the Wuhan virologist that worked in that lab. And again, the dishonesty from the medical community, people that understand virology, they look at the structure of COVID 19. It's out there, guys. It's not a fucking mystery. They know that it's a chimera. It's a man made virus. It's not this big mystery about, oh, it emerged from a bat soup. No, it didn't. It's a chimera virus. It's been spliced and designed this way. It's been patented. The vaccines were patented and distributed. The tests were distributed years ago. Go look this up. Go look this up. Go look this up on patent websites. Look this up. Just do your own fucking research on it. I can't, in this, and they'll always, this is the tactic of the left to smear. They'll say, well, prove it right now. Rattle off some statistic about this. Well, what year was it? I haven't seen anything on that. We're going to need to fact check you on that. Dude, just because I read more than you, there's nothing in this moment I could do. I mean, I could have a big fucking whiteboard with all the things, but in reality, you're just being intellectually lazy. You're being physically lazy because you could go look it up, but you don't, because you just want to just disprove or act like you're smarter than while being really lazy. I read more than you, so I'm more proactive and more intelligent and more driven than you. And you're just coming back and putting your nose up in the air and saying, fact check. That's your job. Like, that's your job. If we're taking a test and I study more than you, I'm going to do better on the test than you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I talk about quantum physics and I talk about fluid mechanics and I know more of the formulas than you, I'm better practiced than you. And I tell you, well, basic physics formula I can remember, F equals ma. How do you solve for m? Well, you're going to divide both sides by a. So you get F over a equals m. And then you're going to be like, well, I don't know division, so I'm going to have to... How do you know that? Do you fact check that? It's like, well, that's just a simple principle of solving an equation. You're solving for a variable, so you need to isolate the variable. And then they're like, well, I need to fact check that. Well, it's like, dude, that's not my fault. It's not my fault that you don't know that. Okay, that's the fact that I went and I did it and you didn't. Like grammar. Like, oh, you need to put a comma after hello, and then you begin the sentence. You use a period at the end of a sentence here, and then start a new one, and you don't start a sentence with the word and. It's like, well, we need to fact check that. Well, that's not my problem. like I know those principles of grammar in English. You don't. I know that a face diaper doesn't filter out a virus. People that are really serious about protecting themselves against viruses, and there's no perfect protection even for virologists, they wear full hazmat suits. How ridiculous is this whole thing? They wear literal hazmat suits when they're going into a room, the petri dish of a highly toxic or whatever infectious disease. but we're walking around with face diapers. Like, that's gonna do something? It's not. It's actually gonna hurt you. It's been shown that wearing these things, and you could just tell that, I mean, there's so many things that are wrong with this. Number one, this is made by a slave in China or India in unsanitary conditions. True. This is made with plastics and just gross shit that I don't want to be putting on my face. This is cutting off and reducing my intake of fresh oxygen, and you can check that with a pulse oximeter. True. And it's dehumanizing, it's depressing. You're walking around, you're seeing all these fucking retards in masks. And if it really did something, I would do it, but it doesn't. It's so glaringly obvious that it doesn't. And then our globalist shill overlords are going out and not wearing masks. Chris Cuomo and Andrew Cuomo are not wearing masks. Those guys should have a fucking mask stapled to their face while they get their fucking skin grinded off with a cheese grater for the crimes they've committed, the lies. You know, all these globalist shills, they walk around without mask. They don't live by it. They simply tell you to do it, and then you're supposed to do it. You know, I mean, it's just ridiculous. You can't see your grandma. You can't see your kid. You can't hug your kid. You can't see the new. You can't go watch the birth because of COVID-19, a man-made virus. I mean, we are just one of the most depressing things about this. Probably the most depressing is just how uninformed and sheep-like the majority of the people are. Really, like, I mean, it's just unbelievable because if the people would just actually think for themselves and do the right thing here, which is to just say fuck off. But no, you get a bunch of these Stockholm syndrome women that are literally walking around policing other people. Yay! I had some fat lesbian at the grocery store, or no, this is a daily occurrence, being like, I know someone with COVID-19, and I'm like, yeah, I date a doctor and I have doctor friends and I've probably read more than you on this. You're not even wearing your fucking mask right, and you're telling me to wear a mask. How is a mask going to stop a virus? Please tell me. It's just like, well, I'm just doing what I'm told. I'm like, no. How big is a virus? Like, seriously, just ask people that question. Hey, how big is a virus? And they're all like, well, I know it's bullshit, but I do it anyway. I'm like, you're a fag. Stop. Like, just stop. If you want to wear the face diaper, fine. But mind your fucking business. Okay? Mind your fucking business. Just because you want to walk around like you're in some dystopic nightmare, which we actually kind of are living in. We are living in a dystopic nightmare. You know what it's like to see people walking around all day? You do. With this gay thing on their face, like, running down the trail with this alone. I mean, how stupid do you have to be to fucking do that? I mean, honestly, people are so unbelievably sheep-like and stupid. You're running around alone in the air with a face mask on. You're driving in a car with a face mask. That doesn't even help. You just blindly submit to this without even having any remote thinking about it. I mean, it's just truly, truly dark times. I mean, unbelievable. So, that's the truth about the face diapers. Hope you guys have a good day. Peace.